What if the things you've surrounded yourself with, the furniture, the clothes, the stacks of paper, were silently stealing your peace? Imagine walking into your home and feeling not comfort, but a quiet weight pressing down on you, a heaviness you can't quite name. It's not dramatic, no crashing waves or roaring fires, but a slow, creeping burden built from years of holding on. As the decades slip by, it's astonishing how easily clutter weaves itself into the fabric of our lives. An old chair no one sits in, a closet stuffed with unworn clothes, a drawer overflowing with papers you haven't touched in years. These things pile up, unnoticed at first, until one day you realize your home no longer feels like a sanctuary. It feels like a storage unit. But here's the truth. Before you turn 70, there are household items you must let go of, not just to reclaim space, but to craft a life that feels lighter, freer, and truly yours. Decluttering isn't about loss, it's about liberation, about peeling away the excess to reveal a home that breathes with you. Today, we're diving deep into 6 specific culprits lurking in your house, things you might not even realize are dragging you down. From worn-out furniture to sentimental keepsakes, we'll explore why releasing them can spark unexpected relief and how this simple act can transform your daily life. Are you ready to let go? Let's begin. Number 1, worn out and unused furniture. Picture this, a sagging recliner shoved into the corner of your living room, its faded fabric a ghost of its former glory. No one sits in it, not you, not your guests, but there it stays, a stubborn relic of a time when it made sense. Or maybe it's the hulking dining table that could seat 12, now gathering dust because the big family dinners stopped years ago. Over time, furniture like this accumulates. Extra chairs from a long-gone guest room, a dresser with drawers that stick and groan every time you wrestle them open. These pieces were once useful, even cherished, but now they're just there, eating up space and energy. Before you turn 70, it's time to face them head-on. Holding on to furniture that's broken, uncomfortable, or obsolete doesn't just clutter your home. It weighs on your spirit. Think about the last time you stubbed your toe on that oversized coffee table or felt a flicker of frustration as you squeezed past a cabinet you never use. These aren't just physical obstacles. They're quiet stressors, making your home harder to navigate and enjoy. Take Frank, a 74-year-old man who'd lived in his cozy brick house for over 4 decades. He was a collector of sorts. Not intentionally, but life had a way of piling things up. There was the oak rocking chair his mother left him, its wobbly leg a hazard he kept meaning to fix. A scratched side table from his first apartment sat beside it, and 5 mismatched chairs crowded his living room, only 2 of which he ever used. At first, it all felt like home, a tapestry of memories woven into every scratched surface. But as the years wore on, Frank noticed something unsettling. Moving through his house felt like threading a needle. Every step required dodging something. Cleaning took hours, and some rooms had become mausoleums of furniture past, not places to live. It hit him one Sunday when his daughter Lisa came to visit. Sipping coffee on the couch, she glanced around and said, "Dad, why do you have all these chairs? I've never seen anyone sit in that one." Her words landed like a pebble in still water, rippling through him. She was right, so Frank took a leap. He started small, targeting the living room first. The rocking chair with the wobbly leg, gone. He'd never fix it, and he knew it. The side table that cramped the walkway, out the door, donated to a young couple starting fresh. Piece by piece, he let go of what no longer served him. With every item removed, the room opened up, light streaming into corners that had been shadowed for years. When he sat down that evening, the space felt alive again, welcoming, not suffocating. Most importantly, it was easier to move, to breathe, to live. That's the secret of furniture. When it works for you, it's a gift. When it doesn't, it's a burden. Ask yourself, when was the last time I used this chair, this table? If the answer's fuzzy, it's time to release it. A home that flows, that invites you in rather than boxing you out, is worth more than any unused piece taking up space. Number 2, clothes you never wear. Close your eyes and picture your closet. What do you see? A neatly pressed suit you haven't worn since the 90s? A dress from a wedding 20 years ago, its hem still faintly stained with champagne? Or maybe a stack of faded t-shirts you swear you'll wear someday? We've all got them, clothes that hang like silent sentinels, guarding memories we're afraid to lose. But here's the question: do they fit who you are now? Before you turn 70, it's time to sift through that wardrobe and face the truth. A closet stuffed with unworn clothes isn't just taking up space, it's holding you back. Every unworn jacket, every pair of too tight jeans, every shoe that pinches your feet is a tiny anchor, tethering you to a version of yourself that no longer exists. Linda, 72, knew the struggle well. Her closet was a time capsule. Dresses from the 80s with bold shoulder pads, jackets she'd bought for a job she retired from decades ago, shoes that looked stunning but left her limping after an hour. She'd stand there every morning, staring at a sea of options, yet always reaching for the same comfortable sweater and slacks. The rest just loomed, a silent chorus of what-ifs and maybes. One rainy afternoon, fed up with the chaos, she yanked everything out onto her bed. 3 piles emerged: clothes she loved and wore, clothes that didn't fit or felt dated, and a tricky just-in-case pile. Items she clung to out of guilt or nostalgia. That last pile stared her down. A sweater her sister gave her, a skirt she'd worn to her son's graduation. Letting go felt like betrayal at first, but as she sorted, something shifted. She wasn't losing memories, she was reclaiming her mornings. By the end, her closet was half empty, but it felt full of clarity, of ease. Getting dressed became a joy, not a chore. She donated what she could, imagining someone else slipping into that skirt with a smile. That's the magic of decluttering clothes. It's not about stripping away your past, it's about dressing for your present. So open your closet, run your hands over the fabrics. Ask, does this fit me, my body, my life, today? If it's been years, if it's uncomfortable, if it's just gathering dust, let it go. You deserve a wardrobe that lifts you up, not one that weighs you down. Number 3, expired medications and old toiletries. Now let's step into your bathroom. Open that medicine cabinet or rummage through the drawer under the sink. What do you find? A bottle of ibuprofen from 2015, its cap crusted shut, a half-used tube of prescription cream for a rash long healed. Maybe a lotion you bought on a whim, its scent now faintly rancid. These are the forgotten soldiers of clutter, expired medications and old toiletries piling up in the shadows. Before you turn 70, it's time to purge them. They're not just useless, they're risky. Expired pills lose potency, or worse, turn harmful. That sunscreen from 3 summers ago? It won't protect you now, it might even irritate your skin. Yet we keep them, tucked away just in case, as if we're prepping for a crisis that never comes. Robert, 75, learned this the hard way. A practical man with a knack for order, he prided himself on a tidy home, except for that one chaotic cabinet. One evening, hunting for a bandage, he pulled out a jumble of bottles and boxes, painkillers past their prime, a cough syrup he didn't remember buying, a prescription for a condition he'd beaten years ago. It was a museum of ailments past, not a resource. Shocked, he dumped it all on the counter. Sorting through, he found expiration dates stretching back a decade. Clearing it out took an hour, but the relief was instant. His cabinet shrank to a neat row of essentials, current meds, fresh supplies, each item safe and useful. That's the gift of this purge: safety, simplicity, sanity. Check your stash. Toss anything expired, safely of course, following disposal guidelines for meds. Be ruthless with toiletries. If you haven't used that perfume or cream in a year, you won't. A bathroom stocked with only what you need feels like a fresh start every day. Number 4, old papers, documents, and unused mail. Imagine this: you're sitting at your kitchen table, a cup of coffee steaming beside you, when you glance at the counter. There it is, a teetering stack of mail, unopened envelopes spilling over like a paper landslide. Somewhere in there is a bill you need to pay, but it's buried under junk flyers and catalogs you'll never read. Or maybe it's the filing cabinet in the corner, groaning with decades of documents, tax returns from the 80s, warranties for appliances you tossed years ago, receipts for purchases long forgotten. Paper clutter is a quiet invader, sneaking into our homes and lives until it's everywhere, on tables and drawers, stuffed into boxes just in case. Before you turn 70, it's time to wrestle it back under control. This isn't just about tidying up. It's about lifting a weight you didn't realize you were carrying. Those stacks aren't harmless. They're stress in physical form, a nagging reminder of tasks undone, a maze you dread navigating when you need something important. Take Barbara, 73, a woman with a sharp mind and a home full of history. Her filing cabinet was a fortress of paper, old utility bills, bank statements, even a manual for a toaster she'd replaced twice since. She'd kept it all, thinking it might matter someday. But one frantic morning, searching for an insurance form, she snapped. Digging through irrelevant files, she felt her frustration boil over. Enough was enough. She hauled out a trash bag and a shredder, diving in with a mission. Old bills? Shredded. Expired contracts? Gone. Manuals for gadgets she didn't own? Recycled. By the end, her cabinet held only the essentials, legal papers, recent financials, medical records, all neatly labeled. The rest was history, literally. For the first time in years, she could find what she needed without a scavenger hunt. Her mind felt clearer too, unburdened by the mental clutter those piles had sown. That's the power of purging paper. It's not just space you reclaim, it's peace. Start small. Tackle one drawer, one pile, ask, have I needed this in the last year? If it's outdated, shred it. If it's junk mail, toss it instantly. Digitize what you can. Most records live online now anyway. Keep only what serves you today and watch your home and your headspace open up. Number 5, kitchen items you never use now. Step into your kitchen, open a cabinet, peer into a drawer. What greets you? A jumble of mismatched containers, their lids long lost? A drawer stuffed with spatulas, half of them duplicates? Maybe a dusty bread maker you used once, back when homemade loaves seemed like a good idea? The kitchen is a clutter magnet, collecting gadgets and cookware over years of good intentions. Before you turn 70, it's time to strip it down to what works. A kitchen overflowing with unused items doesn't make cooking easier. It turns it into a treasure hunt. Every meal shadowed by chaos. Those fancy dishes you're saving for a special occasion that never arrives. The 3 coffee makers, when you only use one, they're not helping. They're in the way. George, 76, felt this keenly. His kitchen was a monument to decades of living. Blenders he'd bought on sale, pans stacked precariously, a food processor he couldn't figure out. Plates towered in cabinets, glasses crowded shelves, and drawers brimmed with utensils he didn't recognize. He loved to cook, but every task felt like a battle. One day, reaching for a skillet and toppling a pile of baking sheets, he hit his limit. He grabbed a box and got to work. Did he need 4 spatulas? No, 2 would do. That bread maker? Donated to a neighbor. Expired spices, warped pots, extra mugs, all out. By the end, his kitchen was leaner, sharper, a space that flowed. Cooking became a pleasure again, not a chore. Cleaning took half the time. He didn't need a museum of gadgets, just the tools that fit his life now. That's the goal. A kitchen that serves you, not overwhelms you. Walk through yours. Pick up each item and ask, when did I last use this? If it's been years, if it's redundant, if it's just collecting dust, let it go. A streamlined kitchen isn't sparse, it's efficient, freeing you to enjoy the simple act of making a meal. Number 6, sentimental items that no longer serve you. Finally, let's confront the hardest clutter of all, the sentimental stuff. Picture a box in your attic, brimming with old letters, yellowed and curling at the edges. Or a shelf lined with souvenirs, trinkets from vacations, gifts from people you love, keepsakes from your kids' childhoods. These objects hum with meaning, each one a thread to a moment or a person you hold dear. But here's the catch. When they pile up, they stop being treasures and start being chains. Before you turn 70, it's time to sift through them with a gentle but firm hand. Keeping everything doesn't honor your past. It buries it under excess and making your present harder to live in. The memories aren't in the things, they're in you. Helen, 78, faced this when she downsized to a smaller home. Her old house had been a vault of sentiment, boxes of letters from her late husband, souvenirs from trips they'd taken, drawings her kids made decades ago. Moving forced her hand. At first, letting go felt like sacrilege. What if she forgot those moments? But then she reframed it. She didn't need every letter, just a few that captured his voice. She kept her wedding album, a handful of trinkets that sparked joy, and let the rest go. Some she donated, others she photographed before releasing. As the boxes emptied, she felt lighter, not emptier. Her new home held only what mattered most, each item a quiet celebration, not a burden. That's the trick with sentimental clutter. Be selective. You don't need every memento to remember. Pick the ones that sing to you, that bring a smile without a pang. Let the rest find new homes or fade gracefully away. Your heart will hold the stories. Your house doesn't have to. Final thoughts. So here we are, at the end of this journey through your home. 6 culprits: furniture, clothes, meds, papers, kitchen gear, keepsakes. Each one a chance to let go. Before you turn 70, decluttering isn't just about space. It's about crafting a life that feels light, manageable, yours. Each item you release isn't a loss. It's a gift to yourself, a step toward clarity and calm. What hits you hardest? Maybe it's the chair you've tripped over one too many times, the closet that mocks you every morning, or the box of letters you haven't opened in years. Whatever it is, start there. Share your thoughts below. What's one thing you'll tackle, and why? Your story might inspire someone else to take that first step. Thanks for joining me. Let's keep building homes and lives that lift us up.